I'm gonna stand in the middle of the pavement and just stand there. And just stand there. It'd have been a fucking killer punk song I think I just wrote. I'm gonna stand in the middle of the pavement, even though I see a scooter coming. I'm an asshole. An asshole. I'm an asshole. An asshole. Here we are! Ooh, that one. It's hot, and I tire myself out with the here we are sometimes. Frankfurt, we're at Pratt and Diarrhea Street, going for a scoop. And today, what we're doing is we're looking for Mrs. Captain's dad's gym. It's very exciting. Mrs. Captain's father, we lost him, I think it's going on 2 years now. And once in a while, Mrs. Captain gets happy memories. And she goes, oh, you know what? I remembered going to a boxing gym with my dad on Frankfurt Ave, or a type of gym on Frankfurt Ave. And I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to find that for you on a scoot. I'll scoot around Frankfurt looking for Dad's gym. And that's what we're doing right now. This is Frankfurt Avenue. Some call it the happiest street on earth. This is actually the oldest highway in the United States of America, something like that. I haven't done my history of Frankfurt in a while. But if you see these streets, if you see these signs, they say historic Frankfurt. Well, behind that graffiti, it says welcome to Frankfurt. Oh, it says Frankfurt. Where's the historic Frankfurt ones? Uh-oh. Well, take my word for it. There's ones that say historic Frankfurt. This is the parking lot to Area Health. This is what people would call Frankfurt Hospital. I've never been to this hospital. The one thing I know about this hospital is, growing up, there were two Frankfurt hospitals. There was this one, which is the OG Frankfurt Hospital. It's now Jefferson Health. So there's Frankfurt, and then there's Frankfurt, Tarsdale, Frankfurt Northeast, something like that. So there's two Frankfurt hospitals. There's this one and the one in Northeast Philadelphia. So whenever somebody gets sick and they say, oh, they're in Frankfurt Hospital, the first question any Philadelphian will ask, which Frankfurt Hospital? And then they usually go, the one in the Northeast. And everybody goes, ooh, that's good. I don't know what's wrong with the doctors in this hospital. I think it just might be the neighborhood. See there, historic Frankfurt. I'm sure the doctors here are lovely. This hospital was the closest hospital to my house. But if I ever need emergency medical services, nah, fuck that. I'm going to go to another hospital far, far away. Luckily, I haven't needed an emergency room in a while, so. Let's go down one of these little side streets. A lot of old buildings that you see in Frankfurt. Like if you look at the building straight ahead, if you look at the fireplace, and I mean, it's a beautiful building. And you just gotta look for the beauty. Like, for example, there's Flemish Bond. Holy shit, Flemish Bond. And look at the windows of that house. somewhere around here is the very first house to have a mortgage. The very first house to have a mortgage in the United States by a savings and loan is somewhere around here. The first mortgage, I think, was $500. And the guy who got the loan, I think his name was Lee or Comley. And his job was he walked around the city. Look at this old firehouse. He walked around the city lighting the gas lanterns. That was his job. Pretty fun little fact there. I like that. This is an old firehouse. Flemish Bond! 1927. And here are do a battery check on what we got going on. Oh, we are full still. Something you can always do if you're coming to Philadelphia, and if you're looking to see if you're in a good neighborhood or if you're in a bad neighborhood, things to look for are porches that have like fences in front of them, so you can't get into their porch. There's nothing on this block. Last block had a few. You also want to look for satellite dishes. Lots of satellite dishes. If you see them, that usually means the people who live in that area are renters. And that means the landlord doesn't let them have cable. That's something my buddy who works in real estate told me. Honestly, you think about it, in this day and age. Here you go. In this day and age, with technology, why would you have satellite TV, you know? This is Margaret and Orthodox L stop. Here it is. The Margaret Orthodox. I want to see if this pans out. This is something you see at a lot of L stops. They have people sign up for free cell phones. This section has a lot of old historic buildings. Look at that building, right? And then across the street from that, oh look, they're preserving these buildings. Isn't that awesome? Right here. And then across the street, there's some more. I believe this used to be a firehouse. There's some like Art Deco going on. Woo! This guy, he said, you know, I'm going to go 120. All right. Actually, he was going the regular speed. see there's like some Art Deco stuff going on in that window. There's an old firehouse. And this used to be up here. If you look up the top of this furniture store, you see these. This used to be the Circle Theater. It used to be an old-time movie theater. And the thing about this area is if you just look at this level, it's just a bunch of shitty stores. But if you look up, you're like, holy shit. And I think something I do is when I used to walk around, or when I don't do it no more. I'm always looking for it. I'm always looking for an old building. What the fuck is going on here? What's this? Put a mask on. Regulators! Mask up. Oh. Woo. Oh, man. If I told you what they were in lining up for, what do you think? Write your first comment. School uniforms. School uniforms. That's what they were waiting in line for. Philadelphia is getting shut down. Not shut down, but there's new parameters. And you can limit the amount of people you have in your store.
Yes, thank you. That's the marriage life, man.
Oh, thank you. This is Mrs. Captain's grade school, actually. This is what this is. It's a Quaker school. Mrs. Captain was I don't know if she was a Quaker, but she went to Quaker school. And this is the old Quaker meeting house of Frankfurt. There's some old stuff there. If you see, there's a little cement step. That's a little boost to get on your horse. They just did some renovations in here. Oh, the door's open. Hey man, I just always want to see inside this building.
Of course.
Pretty cool. Yeah. The guy wasn't wearing a shirt, hon. I'm sorry. I felt creepy with the camera. That's and what they do. That's their church. They don't have priests. They have like, I don't know, like people who kind of lead the service, but they're not really priests. And then if you get the Holy Ghost in you, you start preaching. I guess that's how it works. I don't know. Mrs. Captain, she explains it to me. I'm like, there's no priest? No. That doesn't make any sense. Right now, Mrs. Captain is explaining it to me. What it is. I guarantee you. Look at this. Is an old school. Let's do a battery check on the. Look at it. There's an apple tree. There. Fantastic. There's another old. This was probably a theater. Let's see. The way you can tell if it's a theater is if it's really long. Maybe a theater. What street is this? Cellar Street. Anybody know what the Cellar Street building is there? A lot of people talking loud on their telephones. You get a lot of that going on. People just screaming at the top of their lungs. And those are the reasons why I don't answer my phone ever, because this is an old video store. Is that really a video store? You can rent movies in there? Get out of here.
I know it ain't in there. I think I left it inside this machine right here.
Get out of here. It's a real video store.
Yes, it is. Come on, man.
Can I?
Don't worry, I'll just write that down the road.
Yeah. I can't believe this. Get out of here. And people actually come here and rent movies.
Don't rent anymore.
Oh, you just sell. I guess that makes sense, right? DVDs are so...
What's the top speed on that bad boy?
It goes 15 miles an hour.
15?
Yeah, 15 miles per charge. Last time this was a video store where you could rent.
About 10 years ago.
10 years
we
ago?
stopped renting.
Okay.
We stopped renting because we changed how that system worked.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be, yeah, you rent it, you give us a certain amount of money, then you take it, and it's you know, we have to come and get it from you if you don't bring it back.
Yeah. I used to run a video store. I used to manage a Hollywood video.
We stopped doing that
Right.
because we made it easier. So now you buy the video at the price of the video.
Oh, okay.
So say it's $5, you buy it for $5. Now you pay half the value. So you pay $2, bring back the video, now you take another one.
Oh, okay.
That makes it 10 times easier on us because I don't have to track you down. If something
Right.
happens, it's your video.
All right, and then you get a discount and you get it going. You just
keep
rotate
that.
it and keep it going. That's
We've
awesome.
been doing that for 10 years now.
And people, how? I guess there's no Red Box around here, right?
There is no Red Box, no Blockbuster.
There ain't no
nothing.
Blockbuster anywhere. There's one Blockbuster somewhere.
He's closed.
Oh, let's see. Uh-oh. There. Holy shit. That's cool. Wow, this is awesome. What do you think the biggest drug is in this neighborhood? Crack or heroin?
Yes.
Both. Okay.
Try to figure out which one. I've seen a ton of heroin addicts just not at all from the sidewalk.
How many people you see die out there? Yeah. They get brought back with the, or something, not.
They try with the spray, but you know that Narcan only has like a 35-40% success rate.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought
100%.
I'm working on it.
We got one more.
Yay! Hit like and subscribe. All right, brother. Thank you for letting me pop in here. I love this. This is nice. All right, I'll see you around. I'll see you on the internet. What's this? All right, back at it. How about that? It's not a video store, but it sort of is. VIP treatment, velvet ropes on Frankfurt Ave. The Floral Boutique. Oh, that looks bougie as fuck. That's awesome. See, that's what this neighborhood needs. It needs a piece of bougie, right? They're giving out food. Oh, I'm on a mission for Mrs. Captain's dad's gym. Mrs. Captain, would you get to the goddamn gym? I'm sorry, Mrs. Captain. This bank. No, Mrs. Captain, not yet. Let me just. There's so many old buildings. You see this gigantic bank? It's a Buddhist temple. I don't know why. It's kind of I don't know. It was once a bank, and now it's a temple. I guess they're both could be considered temples if you think about it. Banks are a temple of money. Buddhist temples are a temple. The Buddha? Not really. There is a Buddha, but anybody could be a Buddha. Did you know that? There's old ass cemetery in the middle of the neighborhood. Just sitting here minding its own business. Yeah, and you could be a Buddha. You just gotta be enlightened. How do I get into that cemetery? Says the crazed lunatic. It doesn't matter. This is the Civil War Museum. The Philadelphia Civil War Museum. Did you know Philadelphia had a Civil War Museum? It'd be nice if it was open one day. It's open one day a month, and I don't think it's been open since the pandemic. And then you could look, the fucking window's cracked, and it's falling apart. They need a lot of assistance, I heard. Like, you know, they don't have much funding. And I know, like, their best piece is they have the head of General Meade's horse that he rode during the Battle of Gettysburg. They have that horse's head. The great story about that horse is when that horse died, they buried him like a human being. And then after they buried him, they dug him up a few weeks later. I don't know when. They dug him up and they chopped off its head. And then they mounted that head. I think this is where we're at. Okay. Mrs. Captain said the AA place. And you want to hear this is kind of evil. So I think this building's an AA building. So when you go to anyway, that place is called the Point After. It's a bar right next to an AA building. I don't know how that works out. Okay, so what we're looking for, I'm going to keep walking so you guys can be entertained, and I'm looking for Mrs. Captain's text messages for the clues. This will be fun. There's the dirty Art Holiday Theater. I was going to say, anybody ever been to the Art Holiday Theater? But I don't think anybody would admit that. But if you want to admit that, let me know how it was. Frankfurt between Unity and the Lock Place. We're looking for Unity. Now I do have GPS. No, I'm gonna go. Uh-oh. I'm gonna stand in the middle of the pavement. and just stand there, and just stand there. It'd have been a fucking killer punk song I think I just wrote. I'm gonna stand in the middle of the pavement, even though I see a scooter coming. I'm an asshole, an asshole. I'm an asshole, an asshole. Uh-oh. Okay. Frankfurt in Unity. Oh, I was just here. I was talking about the Buddhist place. Frankfurt in Unity. Now let's get back to more of the clues. The church. It's peaceful down here, isn't it? I'm an asshole, an asshole. I'm reading these clues like an asshole. Okay. Same side as the AANEC, the blue doors. Across the street from the convent. And then her uncle suggested I ask the old timers. You know what's funny? I actually do see an old timer. Hold on. Oh, the Kingdom? Oh, okay. Oh, it is a gym. It's still a gym.
In the back.
In the back. Oh, that's awesome. Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Really appreciate it.
No problem.
There it is, hon. What do you know about that? It's still a gym. It's a boxing gym. And it's also a juice bar. And it's right next to a Buddhist temple now. Isn't that something? This is a pretty goofy street, right? You got a Buddhist temple, a boxing gym. Sorry. I didn't think I was going to run into an old timer. And I mean, that guy was the definition of an old timer. This is how you get into the gym. I ain't going into no gym. I'm sorry. I love you. But we've been watching these guys called the Del Rey Misfits. And I don't trust anybody who goes to a gym. Sorry. Cut through this parking lot. And we're going to end this at the mural. Hey, if you like this video, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up. And while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. My merch is fire. And if you want to help me out, there's a link below to every video, to my Patreon. And if you're not doing anything on Sunday morning, click that join button and join me for a cup of coffee. $1.99 gets you instant access to yours truly. So just do that every Sunday morning. Look, there's a little boost thing to get on your horse. So make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll sail with you later. Toodles!